Welcome back. Day 2 free online training session on Windows 2019 server, which is system administrator part. I hope everyone enjoyed yesterday's class and you understood for the basic things to where to start, how to start, and what are the content we are going to cover, right? Let me share my screen and then we can talk about today what are the things we need to be discussed. So this is day 2 and let's have a quick recap last class what we have discussed last session what we have discussed, then we can talk about today technically what are the things we are going to cover, and we'll discuss couple of things, right? It's a day 2. Today date is 21/03 2022. So we have discussed in yesterday. So basically this training how we are helping you, right? And most of the people, as we discussed in yesterday, desktop support people are there and some people are in experience, some people are in middle level, and ultimately this training will help them to more in a technical skill side, and they can get the all industry related training. And maximum people I know that is in, they know something, but the fundamental part is missing, and because of that uh, people are not aware about full-fledged of the skills, which is half of the knowledge people are having. But after this training, I'm sure from scratch, from the scratch, you are going to learn and understanding the concept with a deeply. And you can say confidently yourself, yes, I have a knowledge on it, then let me prepare my profile and I can find the job accordingly. So we discussed uh, basically this training for desktop related people, this training for the L1 who are supporting already L1 and L2, and we will be going to cover for the design from the scratch, as I said, L1, L2 and L3 level. And I will also share you that is what kind of job role will be there. Yes, Jamil, I think I hope everyone can hear me. Just yeah, that's good. Thanks, Rakesh. Thanks for confirmation. All right. So basically, who are already working in a desktop support and who are working on L1 and L2 support, and this training will help you to completion of your uh, training, and after that is in you will be able to take a good package and your actual career is going to start. Okay. Now also what things you are getting from our end, we will help you to this uh, updating your profile, right? And you can start your uploading the portal, then you can start the preparation of interview. You have to do the all prerequisites to start actually your uh, process. Okay, what I can do guys, as we did yesterday, last 10 minutes to 15 minutes I will open the question and answers forum, then you can raise your hand, then I will unmute from my side, then you can talk, unmute yourself and you can ask the question, right? So basically we discussed for that is in a different type of operating system and the journey we have discussed, right? And what you mean by infrastructure we discussed, and what will be the infrastructure and design they will be created, which we discussed for the single domain controller, single forest, right? Multiple domain, multiple forest. So these are the structure we have discussed yesterday, infra level, right? And we have to read through our infrastructure. Once you have joined your project, you must read your infrastructure. What is our infrastructure? Is that single for a single domain? Is that multiple sites, multiple domain controller? Is that multiple domains are there? How, if the multiple domains are there, how I can check it, right? And how we can plan for the multiple forest, multiple domain, multiple site. Overall, we need to you need to read through that is an entire infrastructure. So today we are going to talk about, actually we are going to build the server, how we can start the lab, all we are going to discuss today. So we have discussed of the part of recap last session what you have discussed. As I said, for the lab you need to register for the Google Cloud. Is the best platform for the uh, learning perspective comparatively AWS and Azure. The Google Cloud will help you to more uh, advantage. It means helping to the learner, right? So for the first part, we need to go to Google Cloud, go to the Google, then type that is in Google Cloud Console. And today what we are going to talk about, okay, we will be going to talk about first build the server, which is 2019, and we will configure the basic things, which is IP addresses, rename your computer, right? And reset the administrator password. Once it's done, then we can plan for Active Directory build, and we can read our infrastructure, how we need to read the infrastructure what we discussed, which is where to check for forest related, then where to check domain related, and where to check site related, and where to check domain control related, and overall we will see that is in our infrastructure, right? So also how the Active Directory help, and basically what is Active Directory we will talk about. Okay, what are the benefit of Active Directory? Most of the people, you know, that is in basic things or some definitions point of view, but you will be getting some more detail, some more deeply, right? Let's come back to the lab here. Google Cloud Console. You can go to the Google Cloud, open the console, and you can register for the any one of the email. I have registered a couple of email, and now I'm using for the another email ID. Last 3 months back we have registered. Now what you need to do first, always once you registered for your Google Cloud account, as I said yesterday, you need to go to the billing part. Just see that is in, it's been yesterday it was the free account is gone. Now it is, now whatever you are using this account for payable, right? That's fine for me. Today I can just show you how to build the server in a Google Cloud and how to access the server, all things, right? What you can do first, you can go to the project. You need to click the project, or you can just click the compute, click the compute engine, and it's asking you to create a project, right? So project name, you can see that is I'm going to give for free training Windows 2019 for the just purpose, testing purpose. It's going to create a project. So once a project is created, inside that project we are going to build the server. The building the server very easy. Within 5 minutes your server will be ready. Then you can access that server. How you are going to access the server? From the console, the RDP. So I would suggest you need to install for that is in the tool called as a remote desktop connection manager, which I have already installed. The remote desktop connection manager, if you install that, it will help for you to connect the server in a one location, one place. It means you will have that is a downloaded file from the Google Cloud, but it will help you to connect all the machines in one place. Now you can see for uh, remote desktop connection manager, go to the Google, type here, and you can just open that Microsoft portal. remote desktop connection manager. It's one of the free tool from the Microsoft. You can get download it. It's going to be RDC man. It's a zip file, and you just right click, extract here, and you just install it. You can see that's all. So RDC man I have already installed. You no need to do again. It's just simply you can see it started. What you can do now, you can go to the file, you can start new one and save that new one. You can give the name, some other name, say for example free Windows 2019 March. I'm just saving, that is in new one. Just save it. I'm going to save in desktop and you close it. Now you can go back again desktop. Here it is. Okay. No, here it is. Not this one. Here it is. Free March. I think is I have already accessed. Yeah, here it is. Now it will be open now. So what you can do, we will build the server. Go to the Google Cloud. Now you can start your machine building here, right? Create instance. Click on the create instance. Now you can give that is a name, instance name, something DC1. And you need to select one of the region and zone. Okay. So basically you won't be able to give a caps lock. You should give that is in a small letter. Okay, DC1 and select one of the region. It will be Americas, US Central and Europe and Asia Pacific. Okay, these are the regions are there. One of the region you can select it. You can select for the East, US East one and keep the zone default one. And is going to charge for you $25 about 0.0. It's a monthly estimate. Okay, it's a 0.03 hourly. That's fine for me. I can manage it. Now I just gave the name. I just keep the label default one. Don't want to change. Don't require for the lab purpose. And region and zone. Select the region whichever you need it. And the machine configuration. Keep that is everything same. Machine type. Keep that is in 2 CPU and 4 GB memory. Right. Keep everything same. And here it is a boot disk. We need to change the operating system. Click change. Then go to the operating system. Select for the server. And click on the versions. In this server, we have the couple of versions are there. You need to select for the Windows 2019 data center desktop experience. Remember, if you select for the core and other one is, it will be in a command line based operating system. GUI based operating system, you need to select for desktop experience. And select for the SSD. I need a little faster. You have a couple of type of hard disk is there. So I need to take for SSD and select the 50 GB storage. That's all. So I have selected for only name, region, memory, machine configuration, which is I kept in a default one, 2 CPU, 4 GB memory, and change the server in the part of boot disk. Is a DC1 name I have given, SSD disk I have taken 50 GB and Windows Server data center 2019 data center. Keep everything and just you need to enable the firewall, both HTTP and HTTPS. That's all. Only 4 options, you need to just select it and then go ahead, create it. So once you create it, right, it will open in a same console where you have created the project. Now you can see in this zone, if that server is, the configurations is available, then is going to build and is going to deploy. The once the server is done, I mean completed, you will get internal IP address and external IP address. Internal IP address is a private IP address for the machine. External IP address is a public IP address. Through public IP address or external IP address, you need to connect. Right, you can see you got the internal IP address and you got the external IP address both. Now how do I connect it? To connect, as I said, you need to take a public IP address, copy, and yeah, there is an options called as you need to click the RDP and you can download the RDP file. But if you build multiple machine and you have to download that is in multiple RDP file, rather than what I suggesting here, you need to build that is in remote desktop connection manager, and you can take a public IP address. Always remember to connect the machine through RDP, which is external IP address or public IP address. We are accessing the machine over the internet, right? Then come back here, then right click in this free windows, add server, and the server name, you can just type that public IP address, and display name you can give anything, something DC1. It looks good for my machines. Say add, you can see DC1 is. And now when you just say right click and connect the server, when you click the connect server, right, it's going to connecting now, but I don't have username password. How do we get a username password? For that, you need to go back again for click the RDP and you can say set Windows password. And it will take you default your email ID, but you just change the name called simple name, Neel, and set. Yeah, wait for some time, just you have created. It will asking you just give me some time, then you can able to get the password. Set. Now, once you have username password, you can log in with that password. Then you can just reset the password of administrator. By default, administrator account is disable state. So what we did, we have in a GCP console, create a project. So once you create a project, you can start building server, and you need to go to the compute engine, and there you can it will open template, which is a form based, right? There you can give that is in machine name. We gave that is in DC1, and select region and zone. Then keep the default configuration, which is machine configuration, CPU and memory. So we have given that is in 2 CPU and 4 GB memory. Then select for the disk, not disk, which is operating system, which is called image disk. You need to select for the server as a Windows server. Then select for the operating system is Windows 2019 desktop experience. Then select for firewall, both HTTP and HTTPS. That's all. Just create it. These are steps you need to follow. Very simple, right? Now just come back here. Now how to connect after the build the machine? You need to verify the machine should show as a green status, and it should have the digit. It must have internal and external IP address. We have to verify this. Then take public IP address or external and copy and paste it in RDP connection manager tool, right? So we need to take a username password. How to get username and password? Now go back again, set, click on the RDP and type the username and click the set. Now you got the password. Copy this and come back here and right click, reconnect server. Here you go. You will be able to connect and password paste it. Already that username has been taken, right? Now click OK. Now you will be able to access the machine. So basically, just you need a small configuration or low configuration of machine, and you should have that is in internet, and all the labs will be in a cloud. For the learner is the best platform. For the learner is the best platform to use it. 3-month time duration and free of cost, and you can learn many things, and you can build many labs which you are not aware about. You can watch through in YouTube, and you can take a training from here, and you can start building lab. Until unless you are not doing the lab, you are not making yourself as a confident, will not be work out, right? Now you can see I have built the machine. I'm able to access this machine. If you want, you can make the full screen, right? And yeah, the first part you need to go to quickly compute mgmt.msc, which is local users and groups. You need to reset the password of the administrator, which is administrator account is disabled state. You can see the arrow mark is down. So right click here. You need to set the password. Proceed. Click OK. Then you need to enable that account. Properties. You can uncheck this disable. Click OK. Now what you can do, you got the administrator password. You can just log off this machine and log in again with administrator. Right click, connect server, more choices, use different account. It should be local administrator. Now password. Here you go. Now you will be able to log in now with administrator. Right now, first part. Now these are all done, right? Username and password. We have a login with administrator now. Now let's build the Active Directory. So to build the Active Directory, there is a prerequisite to build that is prerequisite. What are the prerequisites you need to follow? As I said, administrator password reset and static IP and the DNS you need to configure. And in the Google Cloud we are using, we don't want to configure the static IP address. Let it be the IP address what it has been taken, and we need to change for the only DNS. Now go to the ncpa.cpl and right click here, properties. Keep the default. If you change that is in static IP address, server will not able to connect. Uncheck the IPv6, go to the TCP IP4. Keep the default one IP address. Don't change here as a manually. Change only or configure only DNS, and you can give the DNS IP address same as it is what IP address has been taken. Now the IP address has been taken 10.142.0.2. So you can give that is DNS server IP address as 10.142.0.2. The prerequisite is right. Then yeah, you can start building roles. Okay, role. Now we need to go to that tool, server manager. Click on that add roles and features. Next, these are the details you can see, which is administrator account has strong password, network setting IP address is configured. We should be updated for the all the patch related, since we are using for the lab and the GCP don't require for the patch details. It's auto updated. This is a verifying my DC1 and IP addresses verified. Then you need to select for the active directory domain services ADDS, and these are the tool will install automatically as a part of features. Add features, then you need to enable for DNS as well. Most important, DNS also need to be add. So go next. Features don't change it. Go ahead next it. And once it is a process, this steps is completed, then it will be notification flag will come in the flag place. There is a notification symbol will come with a exclamatory yellow mark, yellow color mark. Then we need to click there and start configuring the Active Directory. Let's process this. Then we can talk about how do you configure the Active Directory end to end. Let's complete this. So whatever we discussed in yesterday, the infrastructure side, how you need to be managed, how you need to be configured from the scratch. We are going to build the first infrastructure and design. Then we will talk about the operations. Then we'll talk about the troubleshooting. This is how three category we need to do. Close it. Now you can see there is a flag place icon, and you need to click that promote the server as a domain controller. Here is the most important. The three questions is asking, right? Which options I need to select? First option is add a domain controller in existing domain. And second one is add a new domain to an existing forest and add a new forest. We discussed yesterday, right? Yeah. So we don't have anything. So you need to create for add a new forest, which is new forest. Correct. Okay. Now here you need to provide the domain name, right? We need to provide the domain name. So you need to provide name. For example, I'm going to give the neel.edu. Anything, whatever you are going to give the name, your dream company and whatever you can give with a dot. You can give anything dot local, com, edu, net, whatever you want, you can provide it. I gave the name called as neel.edu, root domain name. See, the most important, the moment you create a new forest, right? It's a logically, automatically is going to create a forest name as well. Remember, when you build the first time, right? Whatever you're giving the domain name is automatically the forest name is also name called as a domain name. This is the logically it's going to create it. You just created a name called as a domain name, right? This is name you giving now as a neel.edu. The first time when you're going to build, remember your forest name is also same. Also, always you can see your forest name and the first domain name is always same. Remember, if you go and check it your production environment, it should be the same. I have only logically the forest has been created and I have just given the name domain name called as a neel.edu, right? Then go to the next one and it's asking you the functional level is the active directory functional level. Remember, is the most important. You can depends on the operating system, right? You have a Windows 2003, Windows 2008, Windows 2008 R2 and Windows 2012, Windows 2016, Windows 2019 and Windows 22 also is released. Now these are the operating system, but in the top of operating system we are going to build active directory. Remember, we are going to build active directory. Now your operating system is say example here, your operating system is Windows 2012 or previous operating system, but your AD functionality, you can still select previous one. You can still select previous one. It means your operating system is 2012, but if you active directory functional level, you select previous. If you select the previous one, either Windows 2003 or Windows 2008, don't expect any new feature which is released active directory function on 2012. You will get only the active directory information. Active directory features has been updated on 2003 or 2008. That AD function level only works. Same things. We are building the 2019 server. You have options to select. Operating system is Windows 2019, but active directory functional level you can select still a previous one. Remember, forest functional level. See here, if you select a 2008, but don't expect any of the new feature has been implemented in a 2019 or 2016, it won't come as a AD functionality. You will not get any of the new features. So while building, you need to carefully check it which functional level I need to be selected. But you need to understand the what purpose I need to select for this. So purpose is you want to have that all the new feature which is built from the Microsoft for Active Directory latest, you need all, then you can select for the all the latest one, domain function level and forest function level. It depends on your requirement. In a production environment, if there is a previous functional level, you can do it like that, and later also you can raise a functional level. Remember, once your Windows 2019 is a operating system, then you have selected for the AD function is 2008. Remember, but you will not be getting anything, getting a new features of Active Directory in Windows 2019. But all the Active Directory functional work which one is 2008. Then later, and it means in your environment, in your environment, there are Windows 2008 servers are there, expecting. Okay, servers are there. Servers means domain controller. This is. Now later you want to raise or you want to change the function level to next level, which is either Windows 2012 or 2016 or 2019. You can, but remember, important point here, you have already used the 2008 functional level, even though you are having the 2019 operating system, but expectation is in your environment 2008 servers are there, which is DC. But now you decided you want to go with the rise the functional level of next level 2012 and 2016 or 2019. Remember, if you are having existing 2008 server or 2012 server for DCs, those DCs must be previous operating system plus AD are there. You must upgrade it, need to upgrade it to what you are going to rise, which is either 2012 or 2016 or 2019. If you don't, what's happening? Immediately these people will, previous operating system is will not, previous DCs will not be going to support. Most of the people has confusion in this. I will ask question interview. This is the first. Do you know that how the Active Directory function work and what are the type of the functions are there? Maximum people are not answering correctly. I hope you understood this function level. So we will talk about some more detail and when we start actual training. And you can see I'm going to selecting for the Windows 2016, the latest one, and both the domain function and forest function I'm selecting for the 2016. By default is going to take a DNS and global catalog, read only domain controller I don't need. You can give that is in DSRM password. This is required for the maintenance activity. We will talk about later for when we start the batch coming week. Okay. Just to ignore that is in alert, which is notification. You can just go next and it will be going to update it as an NetBIOS name called as your flat name. Whatever name you given the flat name, Neel.ed, the Neel will come as a NetBIOS name. Now go next. So you are going to build from scratch, complete forest, domain controller, everything you're going to build. And this is the database folder by default, the SQL and Windows NTDS, Active Directory database, Active Directory log file day folder. Remember, these three are most important. It will ask you question interview, but it's not recommending to keep you in a C drive. For the database, log folder and sysvol. We'll talk about the sysvol folder means what, database file means what. And this is completely summary. Configure, you can just read through this one. Configure this server is a first Active Directory domain controller. First machine itself is a domain controller. First machine itself is a domain. First machine itself is at forest. This is the DC. Okay, now you can see. This is the DC. This is the domain. And this is a forest. Hope you are getting how do I start my infrastructure. By default is going to create these three components. It says configure the server as a first Active Directory domain controller in a new forest. The new domain name is neel.edu. This is also name of the new forest here. And NetBIOS name of the domain is Neel. By default flat name is taken. Functional level we have selected 2016 latest one. And this is overall summary. If you want to have something changes, you can change it in last stage. And you can also build for the PowerShell scripting. You can click that view script. It will be generating one file, script file. You can save as. Okay, this is just say DC install dot PS1. PS1 is a PowerShell extension. You can just save in a C drive. And you want to build from the through PowerShell also, you can also do it, which is by using view script. Now you can just say next. So you are going to build complete Active Directory, the three component it will be going to build. What is that? It's going to build a forest, it's going to build a domain, it's going to build a DC. Now what is the forest name? You know already. So by default, neel.edu, right? And what is the domain? It is same, neel.edu. Then DC, it should be aligned with the computer name, the dc1.neel.edu. Guys, please go and mute yourself. Who is Mr. 350? I'm going to meet you. Okay. These are the three details you need to understand. And once it's completed, right, it's going to be reboot automatically. Let's say start install. So all prerequisites is validated. You need to click the install. Once this process completed, it's going to reboot. So once you reboot it, your machine is ready. Then you need to think about what is the post checklist. What are the things I need to verify? Once Active Directory build, you need to verify post checklist. What are those post checklist? You need to verify number one, Active Directory tools. The tools are there, which is Active Directory, users and computers, which is the shortcut command called as a dsa.msc. Active Directory, domain and trust, which is shortcut name called as a domain.msc. Active Directory, sites and services, which is dssite.msc. You should also remember the shortcut command, okay? Then it will ask you Active Directory Administrative Center and GPMC dot, which is Group Policy Management Console. And ADSI edit and AD PowerShell. See, these are the tools will be going to install once you have completed the Active Directory. These are the post checklists you need to verify. Second one is check the DNS IP is changed or not. It will be once that is in server is built, Active Directory built, right? The DNS server is get changed to 127.0.0.1, which is a low back IP it's going to take. You need to change again. And third one is check the services, which is Active Directory domain services called NTDS. Okay, it is also called as a ADDS services. And check that net log on services, the most important. And just check for that is in Kerberos Key Distribution Center, KDC services. These three services are most important to verify. Let's come back here. Now check that is in machines are rebooted or not. So yeah, it's rebooted. Now you can just, you need to connect server and you need to log in with your domain name, right? Not for the local. So your domain name is Neel/administrator, then password. So you have logged in completely for a domain controller, domain and forest. Now, how do I verify? These are the post checklists. You need to check it. Also, you can verify your infrastructure. You need to verify your infrastructure. Where to check? These are all. These are all infra, right? We will check how to check all these things. Come back here and see. Yeah, I'm back here in this machine. Just go to the first part is to verify tools. Go to the tool. Now you can see Active Directory domain, Active Directory administrative center, Active Directory domain interest, Active Directory modules and PowerShell, Active Directory sites and services, users and computer, IDS edit, and DNS group policy management. So these are the tools are being already installed. Also, you can check it for second one is you want to go check verify the shortcut command. Also, you can check it. Say for example, dsa.msc. It will open for neel.edu. Now you can see this is your domain name. Is a by default you have users. Now you have that is in the computer. You don't have any computer. Now I have a domain controller. We will talk about now. Okay. Right click here. You need to create a one OU to process your next level. Okay. Just say something test OU. I'm going to create a one user inside here. 01 example. Next. Password. I just created one domain user. This is a domain user, not for the local user. When you go to the properties, you should be able to see that is in member of is a domain user, right? All right. So we have verified that is in tools. Second, open the DNS IP address. ncpa.cpl. So you will be getting all practical oriented guys. You should feel that is in yes, I am working on this real scenario. Then I am getting knowledge like that. Properties. Now I can say, as I told you, it's going to take a loopback IP address. Now say, what was the IP address here? 10.142.0.2. I need to change again machine 10.142.0.2. All right, I have changed is a neel.edu. Next, services. Go to the services here. Services.msc. As I told you, first service is called as the ADDS services. It's also called as a DNS services. It should be running. You can see domain services. If you open that services, it should be entity service name called as NTDS. It should be started running automatically. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, second one is netlog on services. It should be running. Then one more most important is key distribution, which is Kerberos key distribution center is one of the important you need to understand. We'll talk about what are those in detail later part. These are the services are required, right? We have verified this. Then verify that is in our infrastructure. How to check it? To read the infrastructure, there is a tool called as a gpmc.msc. You need to open the gpmc.msc, which is actually group policy management console, and it will tell you that is in complete infrastructure. Go to the gpmc.msc. In your production name, production environment also, you can go and check it. Open the gpmc.msc. Now you can see the forest name. What is the forest name? Neel.edu. Expand it. There's a domain. Expand it. There's a name called as Neel.edu. Your forest name and domain name are both. Your forest name and domain name are both. And I want to see how many domains are installed. Then you can click on the domains, show domains, and then you can see I have only one domain now. If multiple domain, you can also see here. Now, how to check a domain controller? Now here you won't be able to see the domain controller, and go to the dsa.msc. For domain controller, you need to go to the dsa.msc. For forest and domain, you can able to see in GPMC, and for DCs, you need to go to dsa.msc, which is Active Directory Users and Computers. These are very, very basic, but we should understand that the fundamental very clearly. That is what I wanted to explain. Then you can build another domain controller. You can build another site, how you're going to. Now you can see which site it is. By default, there's no site here, right? So to open that one, right click here, dssite.msc, which is Active Directory Sites and Services. Now that dssite.msc, you can see the what site it is. Now when you open this domain controller, you can see there is a DC1 is a domain controller name, but you can see the default site name is a default first site. Now to change the site name, you can go to the dssite.msc, open this another console. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to explaining. Okay, site. Now there is a default first site, and inside the server, now you can see the DC1 has been built. You want, you can change this site name by default. Okay, say for example, I'm going to rename this site as a BNG, as a Bangalore in India. I just changed that Bangalore name. I just changed the Bangalore name here. Okay, in the site. Now you can come back in this, your dsa.mh, you just refresh it. You can see this also get changed. You are understanding here in this domain, how many domain controls are there, and those domain controller fall under which site. So you will be able to read through all in my in a single forest single domain. These many list of domain controls are there, and these many sites are there here, which we have discussed in a last class, right? Which is single forest, single domain, single site, and DCs are there. So now you can also go through all that, how many sites are there, how many domain controls are there. You can see in this place. You can also see that how many domains are there. So the domain, each domain you will have all the component. It's a boundary. Each domain you have all the component. Each domain you have a domain controller. Each domain you have a sites. Each domain you have a group policy. All these things you can able to manage it. Each domain you have a OUs, everything. So you have verified that is in your Active Directory Users and Computer, and also you have sites, which is dssite.msc, where you can see that is in site details. It was default first site. Then we have renamed as a BNG. Then it means the forest name is neel.edu. Domain name is neel.edu. And site name is BNG. And domain controller name is dc1.neel.edu. It's a 254 now. I'm going to open for the question, guys. If anybody has any question, please raise your hand. Then I will enable you to the unmute yourself. Then you can speak. Go ahead. Anybody has any question? Please raise your hand. in yeah, who is that? Mr. Ismail. Yeah, go ahead. I have given you access to mute. Unmute yourself. Go ahead, Ismail.
And I have understood the course, and I would like to ask you: is there any certificate for this course? Is there
Sorry.
any certificate of this course? Any certificate of this course?
Yes, yes, it is certificate. It is there. Microsoft, you say MCSA certificate course will be there, but I would recommend you to don't go with that. Now the Microsoft is
Okay.
going to be outdated. All certificate and upcoming is all in cloud only. There will be a certificate,
Okay.
but
Thank
I
you.
recommend you to take the training. It means for the knowledge purpose you can take it.
Okay. First, I will take the training, but then I will prepare the certificate.
Correct, correct. Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Who is next question? Yeah, Shahapur. Go ahead and ask. Yeah, go ahead. Shahapur, sorry, your voice is very low. Can't hear you clearly. Can you please be louder? Little, not good. Can you please speak little louder? Are you speaking over the phone?
So now,
Yeah, now looks good. Yeah, go ahead.
okay. I just heard a update from the Microsoft on the social media saying that the MCSA certificates are stopped providing.
Correct,
Is
correct.
it
It's right.
so?
That's what I'm
So is it
saying.
necessary?
Don't go with
Yeah.
the certification, but don't go
Mm.
go with only for the job role related. That's what I
Okay.
suggested. That guy Ismail has asked for the certification, right? I recommended him to.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn the training or you can get the knowledge for the job supporty purpose. Don't go with the certification.
Okay.
Okay,
And one more question,
go
not
ahead.
related to this session.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask you about the cloud certificate. So,
Go
are
ahead.
you going to the course? I
Yes,
just wanted to
we
apply
do
for the
also.
course one.
Yes, we do
Yeah.
also take the uh, cloud also. If you go to the our website, I hope you know that
Mm-hmm.
website, and we have that all the courses where you can see our courses. We can also
Okay.
take that is in Azure, AWS. You can see these are the courses available. PowerShell available.
Okay.
Okay. So you then
Okay.
once you do the cloud, then you can good to go with the certification. That I recommend you to take the certification.
Okay.
Okay. Don't go with this server administrator, but you need to learn
Fine.
it.
Okay. Thanks.
Good. Who is that next question? Mr. Rakesh. Go ahead and ask.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Rakesh here.
Go ahead.
Regarding you change the site name as a BNG, is there
Correct.
any impact during the changing, or just like this is a label?
This is
If you are creating some DC.
yeah, good question, Rakesh. See here, this is first time you build it, you don't have any impact. And also when you have created another site, also the renaming when you are when you are already production, right? Which domain controls are built, then you need to know that is in yes, I'm going to configure. Say for example, I am going to create a new site, something you given with CHN, okay, Chennai, and select for the this work. This would be like that, right? So now you
Mhm.
are going to rename this site, right? Because already the server is going to be part of in this site. The who are all domain controller in the site, then it's not recommending to the change the site renaming. Don't rename it. But since it was a default site and there's no impact, I have just renamed the first site because I have only one domain controller. For that
Okay.
purpose, I have renamed it. But when your production already there, the under this servers is servers already there, and the communication is going to going to connect with the respective site, then don't rename it during the production time.
Okay, this is for only the differentiating, like as per the location, right? That's
Correct,
it.
correct. As per the
Okay,
location.
great,
Yeah,
great.
as a branch office.
Yes, yes.
As
Thank
I
you so
said,
much, sir.
yeah, not a problem. You can see that is if I want to build now, or when we are going to create a site, think this is a BNG we have created, right? So
Yeah.
BNG, we have around the thousands users are there. Here we have operations running. In this site, we have a thousands users are there, and we have a thousands computers are there. All employee were giving. Now I have another location, but I don't have created any infrastructure. But those people also be connecting to the my root domain controller. The number of users are increased, but your branch is also open in Chennai, other location, but you don't have any infrastructure. But this Chennai users are trying to authenticating to the my domain controller, but it's going to be over the network is authenticating to the domain controller. It will be have a the bandwidth issue, network issue. So these people will not be able to log in easily. So they might feel that some slowness. So then I want to recommend to create another domain controller in the respective location. Then these people will going to authenticate this domain controller like that.
Okay. Sir, one more question.
Go ahead.
Are you going to cover the read-only domain controller in your training session
Yeah,
afterwards, and the
yeah,
roles, and there is a
yes,
roles,
yes.
5 roles are there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
everything. If you see that my previous class, it's not like only basic, guys. You will be going to learn for end to end. I'm talking about with a very minimal fees. Because why I'm telling you confidently, I am working in this as architecture, as Active Directory architecture. I'm working. So you will get a complete full-fledged of knowledge in the Active Directory. You will get everything. Now you can see just previous batch, January, class 4. Now there is a notes here. Now you'll be going to learn like that. See here. These are the student have registered last batch. 8 students were there. Right now you can see
okay,
how we have discussed here.
okay. The whole about the OU and group
Yeah,
policy
yeah,
hierarchy and all this. Okay,
everything. It
that's
should
great.
be,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. So now basically in the infrastructure side, we are going to talk about completely multi-forest environment. Multi-forest environment, which is in this you will getting that how to create a domain, multi-domain site or application, create a trust relationship.
Yes, yes.
These are all you are going to practically you are going to do. Then you will talk about operations. In the operations, you are going to talk about FSM role,
Yeah.
in OU configuration, OU delegation, group policy, groups. These are all you're going to talk about. These are all active directory. Then the major topic called as a DSCP, DNS, and a WSOS. These are all topic. Overall, after completion of the topic, you will be feeling, yes, I'm a guy Windows Server administrator. You should feel yourself like that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Rakesh. Yes, Ayat. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes, sir.
Sayed. Yeah.
Yeah. Neel, sir,
Go ahead.
in this video you talk about this DSRM password.
Correct.
So when exactly we are going to use the DSRM password?
That DSRM password is DSRM is called as a disaster directory service restore mode. Okay, which is
Yeah.
directory service restore mode.
No.
So this will help you to when you are Active Directory maintenance. Maintenance means what? Now you have deleted some object. Okay,
Yeah.
or you want to do the DC restore. So that time you won't be able to log, you can able to log in as a domain administrator, but you won't be able to perform this kind of activity. So you have to perform with the help of DSRM console. That time you need to log in with a local administrator, and you should have that is in password what you given here. The password what you given.
We can use that DSRM password there.
Sorry.
As administrator username.
Yes, that password
When
only
we log
required.
in as administrator.
You have to log in with local administrator and DSRM password. If you provided the
Oh.
same password, that's fine. That's not a problem. But in a production, actual production, it will be different password.
Yeah, because for our domain controller, they told particularly to put different password in DSR.
Correct. That is security purpose. They should.
That's why I asked.
Yes.
Security purpose, right?
Yes, correct.
And one more thing regarding this database, what backup of this Active Directory?
The NTDS. NTDS.
NTDS.
Yes.
You are going to cover this one also.
Yes. You will be getting all. So when you talk about Active Directory backup, right? So AD backup,
Yeah,
you
Active
will.
Directory backup.
Yeah, you will getting all that.
We can keep on NAS, something like this.
Yeah, we will do that complete lab, all authority to restore, and non-authority to restore. Everything you're going to discuss in this. Okay.
And regarding this rising the
Functional level.
and this AD levels also.
Yeah.
You're going to go.
Yes. So we will build
Okay.
another 2-3 machines. Then we can see that is how we can rise the function level.
Okay, sir.
Good. Thank you, Sayed. Sayed, you are the person for who registered? Are you asked?
Yeah, I am the one.
Hey, good. Fine. Good.
Yes,
Thank you. Yeah.
I already did phone conversation with you.
Perfect. So
Okay,
we
I
will
am
be.
going to meet in person also with you.
Yes. Please come. Yeah, we are going to start the new batch coming Saturday. Yeah. In the evening time.
Yeah, regarding timings, I need to talk with you.
Yes. We'll discuss.
I will discuss with you personally.
Yeah.
I will call.
Okay. Thanks, Sayed.
Okay.
Yeah, please mute it yourself. Hey, Narcis, go ahead.
Yes, when will the next batch will start? But you have already answered
Coming
my question.
started.
So
No. Coming
yes.
Saturday we will be going to start. It means
next this week or next week?
27th.
Saturday.
27th.
Okay, 27. No,
Yeah.
it will be 26 or 27 because
Sorry.
such
26. Yeah. 26 is a Saturday. Correct. 26 we are going to start.
Okay, all right. Okay, I will join you.
Perfect.
But yes, could you tell me the exact time?
Timing would be
I'm currently in the Central Africa. So
Central Africa.
due to the time zone. So
yeah, we will be going to start in the evening Indian time 6 p.m. or 7 p.m.
6 p.m. to 7.
Yeah, 6 not 6 to 7. It will be 3-hour course. Okay.
It will be 3 hours course.
Yeah, 6 to 9 you can consider, or 7 to 10.
6. Okay.
I will be confirming.
Right.
Yeah, I will update you. And you want to be reach out to me, please ping me this number over the WhatsApp, or you can call me.
Yes, tell me.
You have already in the part of group.
Yes, no, yes, I'm in part of the group.
Yeah, then ping me, that is in the number, same number. This is the number.
Let me take the number.
Yeah, 6361 866 299. Guys,
yes,
registration is open now. So whoever want to join, please contact me, and we will take the register. Then we can start the batch coming Saturday.
Okay, I will.
Good. Thank you, Narcis. You can connect me later.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Good. Anybody has any question? Good to go. So one recommendation to guys, please learn, go ahead, because it's the most important to have. Don't worry about fee structure and all, and I'm giving you a completely good discount. It's a very minimal compared to the competitor, compared to market, and you will get complete full-fledged. You can also walk through in my YouTube, which is shared in the morning over the group, right? You will come to know first or 2 classes how we are and what we are. Ultimately, the goal is you need to get a complete technical skills knowledge, right? Fantastic. So I think if you don't know question, can we wind up? Good. Thank you so much for joining again the day 2 session as I promised. yeah, as I promised, I told to give you for the free session, 2 free session for the day 1 and day 2, which is we have marketed in the Facebook and others. And my job is done. And you know that is how our training, and you understood that is in all aspects. If you're willing to take a registration, feel free to contact my number. And yeah, let's enjoy our learning. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye bye.